Hello. The birds in Wickenfen Nature Reserve were in fine voice last week, as were the birds and the bees.
We don't like sex in the bedroom all the while. We like sex in different places. You know, make it a bit more exciting, you know. On the edge of the city when Heartbeat's on.
As the over 70s revealed the secrets of their love lives, Wogan was lost for words. And the Queen couldn't get enough words. Did you know she'd taken to reading to alleviate the tedium of her royal duties?
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
And the rain-coated detective solved the riddle of his own theme tune. But there's one tune above all others that heralds the coming of spring. Wrong time of year, I know, but as autumn approaches, take heart from last week's Nature on Radio 4. In the first of a new series, writer and naturalist Paul Evans and wildlife sound recordist Chris Watson beautifully captured the atmosphere of the UK's oldest nature reserve, Wickenfen in Cambridgeshire, on a single day in May.
Suddenly, a sound rings out that quickens my pulse.
It's the end of the line for the Bradford and Bingley. The Chancellor announced this morning that it's to go into public ownership, apart from its deposit book and branches, which will be bought by the Bank of Santander. In the meantime, in the US, the T's are being crossed and the I's dotted on the deal to bail out the financial sector to the tune of £400 billion. And Fortis, the big banking and insurance firm, is being part nationalised. The Belgian, Dutch and Luxembourg governments are injecting nearly £9 billion into it, the biggest financial institution in Europe to be bailed out so far. Professor Merlin Stone from the University of the West of England joins us. He specialises in financial services, marketing and banking. Professor Stone, start with our home story, Bradford and Bingley. What does this nationalisation mean for its savers and borrowers, many of whom are buy-to-let mortgage borrowers?
Well, it means a sigh of relief, I think, for the savers who always feel most exposed in circumstances like this.
If I may say so, the smoked salmon tastes like smoked salmon. Thank you very much. I could go on eating this all day, you know, right the way through the day to salmon-chanted evening. You know, somebody had to do that joke and it was me. But thank you very much, Ronnie King and Chandra Khan. And I know, I tell you ladies, who will be first in here after the programme's ended to eat the fruits of your cookery. It'll be that Liz Barclay.
It certainly will. It certainly will. There's a wonderful smell of salmon wafting into the studio, and you're not having it all to yourself, John.
You've got 30 seconds to get in here. It'll be gone by then.
But don't forget, Call You and Yours is on the Radio 4 menu this afternoon. We'll be talking about older people. Our life expectancy is increasing. We're expected to work longer and longer and retire at 70. What do you think? Do you want to be cared for in old age or play an active role? 08700 100 444. Catherine Dancy spent 30 years in state education in London and now she is a private tutor. She says that standards are abysmal.
Standards today beg a belief. The students today can't do at 16 what I and my generation could do at 10. In maths they can't do fractions, they can't do algebra. Most of the students I teach don't know what a half or 3/4 is, let alone a half plus a fifth. And I'm not talking about stupid students.
This is a rather damning indictment of general education and of maths in particular, and of how maths teaching works, despite all those glowing exam results that we keep hearing every year. Just before I allow you to respond to that, what is a half of 3/4?
A half of 3/4, I would have to think quite hard about that.
You're delaying, come on.
No, I'm going to delay. I'm certainly not going to fall into the mistake that one of the ministers fell into and made a mistake on that day.
Well, you see, Mr Woodhead, I think that Catherine Dancy has a point, doesn't she?
She certainly has a point, Liz, about the teaching of basic skills in maths. Big challenge.
Certainly you have a lot of big challenges facing you. What is half of 3/4?
I still haven't thought about that because I've been so concentrating on these difficult questions that have been
Chris
put to
Woodhead, me. You're a disgrace.
I'm a total disgrace, but I'm not going to make a complete fool of myself.
It's 3/8, and for the record, half of a fifth is a tenth.
Yeah,
Thank you very much,
you
Chris
prepared
Woodhead.
that.
Now, the record that was put out was from Ronnie's, and it was put out under Milko Lefiev's title, I think for some contractual reasons, and they called it Blues for the Fisherman.
I get the feeling that Ken and his guests are completely unaware that they have an audience, just real enthusiasts in a private conversation. You can almost see the fug of cigar smoke and smell that peaty whiskey as they talk about the most important thing in the world. Thanks for listening.